and asked him, generally the coaches will give you their starters beforehand. He wasn't sure an hour before the game. He was still, dickering with it in his mind. But he is a really smart young coach. They've got a good guy running the program there.
Aggies in the home whites, dark jerseys for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And that's over and back to start. A mental error on the Islanders. That will count as a turnover, and New Mexico State will have possession. This Aggie offense, just 2 games in, really good. 84 points per game. They are making 11 threes per game, and they are shooting 48% for the field. And a lot of weapons on offense. A very deep, talented offense this year. Zodie Jackson runs the point, averaging a team best 19 a game. Deese on the high hatch. He'll defend Jackson on the switch. Looking for Emmanuel Shimaga. Backdoor for Sharon Font, and he finishes.
And beautiful pass by Zodie Jackson to start the game. I've wondered, Adam, how, they didn't play well. Corpus Christi didn't play well up at the pit in Albuquerque, which happens to a lot of teams. But I wonder if they'll bounce back tonight and what their mentality will be here.
And they got off to a really slow start 48 hours ago. Played a whole lot better in the second half. But, Russ, their issue, and it's hard to gauge because the opponents have been really good. Their issue against D1 opponents has been defense. I mean, they've allowed 90-plus in their 2 games against D1 opponents. But it's at Purdue and it's at UNF, so it's hard to gauge, right?
I think that's right. And we talked beforehand, Jim Shaw, their bright young coach, he played at Grinnell, the Division III school where they try and score 200 points a game. And so he's got the background of working with Doc Sadler, who's part of the Henry Iba family, but also the Grinnell, and I think he's trying to blend both of those winning philosophies.
Carpenter heaves a 3. Bingo!
Boy, he's got the quick release, doesn't he?
If you count the exhibition coming in 3 games this year, if you count the exhibition, Carpenter has made 12 threes. That's in 3 games. D in right forward, he's a left-hander, cleared by Carpenter. Jackson, 2 ball screens, Carpenter and Emmanuel Shimaga, who earns another start. Shimaga will catch the 7-footer, guarded by Jackson. Cook from 3. Shorts. Carpenter trying to reach for it. Deese will tiptoe on the end line. Right forward will push. A big guard at 6'3". Back to the arc for Cam Parker. His 3 is short. And Carpenter grabs his 2nd rebound. Zodie Jackson, the former first-team Division II All-American at West Georgia. Lobs it for Shimaga. Backdoor looking for Jackson. It was there, but a poor pass by Shimaga. A run out for Roberts. And Cook stepped out of bounds in the corner, but Jason Hooten loves the transition defense.
Well, a bit of a risky gamble by Christian Cook. I guess he had nothing to lose. It's either that or give up a layup. He went for the steal and nearly got it.
First action at home for Peter Filipovic, who comes in for Carpenter. Has been battling a back injury during preseason practice. Missed the opener in the exhibition, but did play last weekend. Islanders way off early on. Russ, we're excited to see Filipovic. Jason Hooten said conditioning still has a ways to go for him, but when he's ready to go and when he's 100%, he could have a huge year.
That's right. It's just hard to get into game shape on the bicycle. Every time I went to practice there, he was riding the bicycle and doing conditioning, but if you're not out playing, it's a little different muscles.
Aggies run a screen for Cook. 8-0.
Boy, Cook looks confident, doesn't he?
Sure does. His 9th made 3 this year. He's shooting almost 50% from behind the arc. Backdoor to Deese. Filipovic with the hold. And I think that goes back to conditioning, not having that first step right now. Filipovic had to grab R to Deese.
Yeah, and it may be as we see Christian Cook drill that. By the way, Adam, the Aggies are playing 2 very good players that were Division II transfers, and it goes to show that there's not much difference between Division I and II. Uh-oh.
Cook fouls the 3-point shooter Jordan Roberts, so he will shoot 3 free throws. That's a great point, Russ. The top 2 scorers right now for Jason Hooten are Division II transfers, and quite frankly, a lot of head coaches would look in the portal and say,
Division II.
They're at a Division II. I'll pass him over. I'll go for the power forward transfer, who maybe hasn't played much. And Jason Hooten's philosophy totally different. It's interesting, too, because I figured the thing for Jackson, maybe the selling point from Jason Hooten was in recruiting to Jackson. Christian Cook had success. You can do it as well. Zardy told me earlier this week he had no idea before he got here that Christian Cook was a Division II transfer.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Until they were chatting about it after he came here. But you would think that would be a huge selling point. Christian Cook had success. You could do the same thing.
Well, and the coach, Jason Hooten, he'd played at Tarleton State before they were Division I and coached there. He made his name recruiting Division II players.
Filipovic, the transfer from Maine, backdoor to the 7-footer Shimanga, and he's fouled going up.
Beautiful pass by Filipovic.
Russ, I continue to be amazed, impressed, you name the word, at the mobility of Shimanga. He's 7 feet tall, but he can really move.
Yes, and he doesn't know he's 7 foot tall. He works at it. He runs. He doesn't just stand around. He's very active for a guy his size. And I think Nate, his brother, shorter brother, is even more active. Not quite as big.
Well, for 4 in free throws now this year for Emmanuel Shimanga. We'll see Nate in a little bit. Nate's averaging 11 rebounds per game. Emmanuel pulling in 6 a game. Part of that number this year, only 2 games in, where New Mexico State is averaging 55 rebounds a game to lead the country. This is the recipe for Jason Hooten's really good teams over the years, defense and rebounding. And they're doing that right now at a high level.
And they're nearly the leader nationally in shooting percentage defense, aren't they?
Yep, 29%. Second in the country in that category. That's a hold on Jackson. Isaac Williams snuck by him. These will be free throws coming up for the freshman from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, that was the right call.
At the line for the Islanders, number 10, Isaac Williams to shoot 2.
Williams way off. He's 1 for 6 now on free throws to start his collegiate career. As you get a look at Jim Shaw, the San Antonio native, who's in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Islanders, his 4th year in the program though. Was an assistant on a couple of really good teams under Steve Lutz, now the Oklahoma State head coach. Aggies trying to make this an early 3-possession lead. Short corner, Filipovic, Deese defense. Filipovic, the veteran, with the pump fake, and he will get free throws.
Boy, he's a wider presence than I thought. He's really, going after ground. He's going after real estate down there for a guy who's a little bit undersized. He plays bigger than he looks.
2 subs coming in momentarily for NM State. We're going to see Deontay Bostic for the first time tonight. And then freshman Gabe Pickens will enter. Filipovic 0 for 3 on free throws to begin his career as an Aggie. I'm interested to watch Bostic tonight, Russ, because he hasn't scored much minutes a game just to spell Jackson, who can't play all 40.
Yes, but he may be the point guard of the future, Gabe Pickens, the Phoenix native.
This will be a quality test for him tonight if he can play double-figure minutes. Filipovic, good catch, rumbles down the lane and finishes with the right hand.
Yep. Just kind of good patience there. I thought he was going to shoot it before he did, but he waited until he had a good look at the basket.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi 1-2 with losses against Purdue and New Mexico. Lone win was against a non-D1. Tough look. It's loose. Pickens reaching for it. Bodies flying everywhere. Nate Shimanga meets Williams at the rim, and a foul is called. Great effort by Pickens. You can't fault him, but the Aggies weren't defending the cylinder there for a moment.
Yep.
Now the Aggies, number 19, Nate Shimanga, his first 15.
And Nate is really active for a guy his size. He really moves his feet. And it's funny that he's a very different player than his brother is.
There's a serious battle still in that post right now, fighting for minutes. Emmanuel Shimanga, Nate Shimanga, Edward Namako, now Filipovic in the mix. Namako right now has kind of been the odd man out minutes-wise. Only 8 minutes in each of the first 2 games, but has so much potential. and could find a bigger role as the season goes on. There's Bostic. Pickens to Nate Chimanga. Bostic from the arc. Dribble drive down the lane. Lefty finish for Deontay.
Yes, and that's what we're talking about, is he can score a lot of different ways. And that was one way, with great body control and switches to his left hand.
He had a really impressive late second half dunk against Utah Tech on the baseline. Nice answer out of the corner for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That is Jaden Walker, the Lawrenceville, Georgia native, who connects from three. The Islanders only shooting 29% from the arc. They're making 5 threes a game. Nate Chimanga in the key. This is the 10-footer. Rebounded by Sheldon Williams, who led all of JUCO in rebounding a year ago. And that's blocking foul, and one for Gary Clark, who was trying to maneuver out of the way of Nate Chimanga, and apparently he did so. I think he was still moving a little bit, Russ. A little bit. I don't think he was fully set. He was still shuffling a tap. He was outside that restricted arc. Carpenter will come in for Filipovic. That's a push in the back on the rebound. Pickens was trying to grab it, and the foul is going to be called on Walker.
You've got to be pretty strong to push Gabe Pickens out of the way. He did get pushed out of the way there. But, he's a truck.
Emmanuel comes in for Nate. Swap out one, Chimanga brother for another. Pickens still running the point. Jackson about to check in with 13 and change left here in the first half. Aggie lead has been as high as 8. Bostic coming off the bench for a second straight game. Pickens speeds in the key. Finger roll is good for the freshman.
Nice body control and kind of a dipsy-do underneath on that one.
Walker defended by Bostic running the point. This perimeter defense always so tight, even with the post players. Here's Clark, the top scorer this year, averaging 14 a game. Clark will shoot threes, and he swishes it in right over Carpenter, his 4th make this year. Clark at his 3rd different collegiate school, Western Texas JUCO, Tarleton State, and now Texas A&M Corpus Christi. 2nd year with the Islanders. Veering down low is Bostic. He has 4 off the bench.
Well, maybe this is the right role for him to just come in and be instant offense.
They can pop again for Clark. This one is back rim no good. In the 7-footer, Emmanuel Chimanga clears.
Pretty great rebound for a guy. He had to move sideways to get it, and then he got it in traffic.
Good high hedge by Clark. Spinning out of it, Bostic post entry. Emmanuel Chimanga going to work, finds a crease and flips it through.
Yep. Great footwork by the big man.
A lot of bench players in right now. It doesn't matter. 3 guys in off the bench. 2 starters in right now. Jason Hooten going deep into his bench again. Lead is a handful. Clark guarded by Carpenter. It's a foul on Emmanuel Chimanga as he fouls the former JUCO All-American Sheldon Williams.
Substitution for the Aggies, number 2, Zion Jackson, number 3, Christian Cook.
Pretty good footwork, huh?
At the line, number 6.
Jason Hooten is not asking these post players to score a lot, but if you get the occasional bucket from Namako or the Chimanga brothers, you'll take it. Their main job is defense and rebounding. Islanders trying to improve on their free throw shooting from 48 hours ago. They were 18 of 35 from the stripe in the pit. A lot of fouls were called, and they did not capitalize. Carpenter heavy on the pull-up. Emmanuel Chimanga back to the arc. Jackson had his 3 altered or blocked. Carpenter saves it, and it's tapped to Sheldon Williams. Gary Clark trying to go the distance. Underneath is Isaac Williams. Pops out to Jackson. Aggies will push in transition. Carpenter the trailer. Late to get out is Clark. That was a big mistake. And a disaster avoided by the Islanders. That was a pretty good look for Carpenter. Extra pass around the horn. Clark his third three-point try. Zipping ahead is Jackson. Waits for his teammates. He'll get a ball screen from Emmanuel Shimanga. Swing it out for Bostic. Air balls to three, and then Potter had it in his breadbasket and could not grab it. So New Mexico State will have it on the baseline, and Bostic will laugh it off. Hours ago in Pitt. That's a high number.
That's right.
Against a New Mexico squad that has one of the better point guards around the country in Donovan Dent.
Although he had no turnovers.
He had none.
Yeah.
He had none. So 22 came from everybody else. But to do that in the pit, that's pretty impressive. It's a tough entry. Good catch, Carpenter, and a foul is called on Deese. That's his second. And he hasn't done anything yet offensively. He's averaging 12 a game. Let's see how Jim Shaw handles this. For now, Deese will stay in. Jackson, tough catch at midcourt. Everything contested. Now there's a mismatch. Jackson needs to take advantage with Deese, who has two personals. Namako working on Jackson. Namako leans in, fades, and he's fouled going up.
Yep, nice body control by Edward Namako. And just as Shimanga did a few minutes ago, just good patience. He kept his pivot foot and waited for the opportunity.
Let's see how Namako looks on free throws. This will be his first attempt of the year, and I say that because last year at Georgia State he was 79%, which is excellent for a post player. But 2 years ago at Georgia State he was 39%, Russ, so he went up 40 percentage points from 1 year to the next.
I've never heard of that. But he's got a nice release. He gets his elbow under the ball, and nice release for a big guy.
He probably has the chance to be the best scorer among the post players out of him and the Shimanga brothers.
That could be, if you're counting as a center, if you're not counting Carpenter or Filipovic.
Points 3 and 4 this year for Namako. Comes at a good time. Aggies back up by 5. Hand off to Roberts. Pull up over Cook. Spins off, and Carpenter had his chin above the cylinder, it seemed like, on that rebound. Sharon found a pullback. Tips around. Jackson collects. Swings it quickly for Cook. Missed it short. Sharon Font touched it, and it went out of bounds.
I think Christian Cook was surprised to find himself so open.
It's a missed assignment. There's been a couple missed assignments for the Islanders. Carpenter got a pretty good look earlier as well. Those are the two main guys you cannot leave open from the perimeter. And Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they did not guard the three well against Purdue or New Mexico. That was a big issue for them. Right forward, a step back long two, and he buries it. It's a smooth lefty, a transfer from Odessa JUCO.
Now, he was limping a little at the pit, and a few minutes ago, Adam, I'm not making this up, he had a knee brace on, and now he doesn't, and drills that shot off the dribble. I think he's had small knee problems over the summer.
Cook a pull-up, that's contested. Might have been touched by Jordan Roberts. Either way, Islanders control. Texas A&M Corpus Christi has not led here in first half. Aggie lead was as high as 8 early on. Torbor. Right forward. Rebounded by Namako. Jackson, Namako, Sharon Fox, Cook, and Carpenter. Namako swirls off the jumper. That's a good look for him.
You're right, though. He's got a beautiful shot. He might be the best scorer of the centers.
Clark not in right now for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Deese is still scoreless, still hasn't attempted a shot. Shot clock winding, down to 11. Three is short for Roberts. Texas A&M Corpus Christi 2 for 9 from deep. Pick and roll game with Jackson and NAMUCC. Leaves Sharon Font open. Pull up in the key. Swishes it in. He has 4.
Boy, that was a good-looking shot. Just right, good rhythm to it, and nice medium-range pull-up.
Former top 80 recruit, transfer from Memphis. Right at his season average as Jackson strips it away. But it will stay Islanders ball when we come back. The lead has been right around this pretty much the entire first half. 24-19, New Mexico. Well, if you get that offense from Carl, that's huge.
And as good as he looks offensively tonight, Adam, it's his defense, I think, that really separates him. He's long-armed. He's smart defensively. He really works at it.
Could be a breakout night for the transfer from Memphis, who played sparingly a year ago.
I mean, look at it. He's talking. He was guarding a point guard before. Now he's got the big guy.
Clark able to finish right over Sharon Font. And that's a tough matchup with the 6'8" Gary Clark. Sharon Font, usually probably the third or fourth option on offense, but right now he has 7 points. Filipovic wheeling, fading, misses. NAMUCC over the back on Sheldon Williams.
And I think that's a good foul. Lou Henson thought the same thing, is that getting an over-the-back foul, going after an offensive rebound, there's nothing wrong with that. You want him to stay aggressive on the boards.
Islanders in the bonus, so 1-1 coming up for Jim Shaw's JUCO transfer, Sheldon Williams. Small sample size, 4 for 6 on free throws this year. NAMUCC will go off, and Emmanuel Shimanga returns. Those were good minutes, the best minutes all year for NAMUCC. Friendly bounce for Sheldon Williams, who was 22 points per game and 15 rebounds per game a year ago at Coastal Alabama JUCO. Led all of JUCO in rebounding. He was a first-team JUCO All-American. A friendly bounce on both. Islanders shooting a whole lot better from the free throw line as opposed to Tuesday night. And Zardy Jackson will shoot 1-1. So he will seek his first point of the night. Russ, going back to that story as Jackson approaches the free throw line, he said when he got cut, he said it was all good. He's like, I understood it. His coach had passed away that recruited him. It was during COVID. A new coach came in. They weren't practicing much. But when he got cut, he said he was pretty much living in the gym at LA Fitness. He was there every single day. That's how he stayed ready to go. A JUCO picked him up, put up great numbers, but he didn't realize there's different levels of JUCO. So it wasn't the D1 JUCO. So he thought he was going to get a D1 offer, didn't get one, went to West Georgia, said, I could have gone D1 after my first year at West Georgia, but it wouldn't have been an opportunity like this. Stayed for a second year, and just resiliency through and through, stayed positive, and look at him now.
I love the story of being at LA Fitness the whole year. We should put that in the program. He's a transfer from LA Fitness.
It's funny, too, because he said he still talks to those guys he played with every day at LA Fitness, and they're probably watching his game tonight.
All right. Shout out to the LA Fitness guys in Georgia. And was that in Stone Mountain, you think?
Probably so, in that area, yeah. Pickens comes in for Zaudy. And Jason Hooten, Russ, and we're going to see this with Zaudy and with Pickens. He demands so much out of his point guards, but it's a good thing. I mean, his point guards during his coaching career, during his time at Sam Houston, always very, very good. And when the game's on the line down the stretch, the ball will be in the hands of the point guard to make a play consistently. Pickens left it short into the hands of Harris, wide open in the mid-range.
Yep.
It's been a slow start to the year for Harris. Looking for a big night here on Game 3. Slow start for Deese. He's still scoreless. And Emmanuel Shimaga getting high in the air for the board.
And again, it's in traffic that he got that one. He's not afraid to go after the ball. He doesn't just stand on the same spot. He'll go after the ball, even if he has to move sideways to get it.
He already has 6 rebounds. Finger roll no good. Filipovic on the doorstep.
And Emmanuel was trying to get it to Filipovic before he shot it. He was looking at him, and then wound up shooting it himself.
Exchange for Isaac Williams. Cook defends well. That's where Cook has really improved during his time here, is defensively. Wants to guard the other team's best player now in the arc. Shiloh Jackson in the arc for Isaac Williams. Trying to maneuver around Cook. Contested jumper, and Cook fouled him with 6 on the timer.
And it's one of the few, maybe the only bad habit Christian Cook has. It's the second time he's fouled a shooter. And occasionally he'll foul a guy shooting a jump shot.
At the line, number 10, Isaac Williams to shoot 2. Substitution for the Yankees, number 0, Bostic, 21, Carpenter.
Both head coaches, Jim Shaw for the Islanders, Jason Hooten for the Aggies, playing a lot of players here in this first half. Both programs can go really deep.
Substitution for the Islanders, number 21, Jaden.
This is about as good as you're going to get balance-wise, Russ. Pickens with 2 points, Cook with 3, Filipovic 5, Harris 2, Carpenter 3, Emmanuel Shimaga 3, Zoddy Jackson 2, Sharon Font 7, Namako 2. Everybody pretty much scoring, and everybody is contributing. Harris wide open for the wing.
And he needs a breakout game, and I think maybe tonight's his night. Jaden Harris, the South Plains junior college transfer.
Only 3.5 per game in the first 2 for Jaden. He only played 9 minutes last weekend in St. George, Utah. Dees is really searching for his offense. Right forward, barrels in the lane, left it a little heavy, gets it back, puts it up. That shot was blocked, and then it's tipped in. That was touched by Emmanuel Shimaga. And a timeout is called by second-year head coach for the Islanders, Jim Shaw. And this
defense by the Aggies, they just swarmed the ball. There's 4 guys around the ball helping out.
Russ, this group really wants to guard. And Jason Hooten last year said he was teaching and coaching effort a lot of the times, and this year this squad has really bought into defense and rebounding.
Yeah, there's not coaching effort with this group. They're out there. I think we've crossed that bridge already.
Bostic will backpedal back to the sideline. Want to work on right forward. Jackson has 4 to shoot. Step back 3. Yes, sir. What a move by Zoddy.
Just textbook step back 3-point shot by Zoddy Jackson.
His first made field goal in the half comes with 3 minutes left in the half. He's averaging 19 a game. Despite all that, the Aggies are up 12. And he is still facilitating and creating for his teammates. Shiloh Jackson misses. Backside rebound for Clark. He's blocked from behind. I think it was Bostic who got his hand on it.
Yeah, a smart play by Bostic. He knew that he couldn't mess with Gary Jackson Gary Clark up close like that, but he snuck behind him to block it, and there we see him at the other end.
Defense into offense for Deontay Bostic, who has 6. We were looking for this. Kind of a breakout game offensively off the bench for Deontay. Finger roll, no good for Walker. Jackson couldn't save it. Aggie ball with 2:10 left. And this is starting to feel a little bit like Tuesday now for the Islanders, falling behind big at half 1, just like they did on Tuesday in the pit.
Well, it's 2 of the toughest places in America to play. It's a brutal road trip. To play both New Mexico and New Mexico State in one road trip is a tough one.
How about the first 2 weeks? Purdue, UNM, NM State.
Yep.
I mean, 3 really difficult places to win.
So they'll really be ready for Southland play, I'm sure.
Yeah. Islanders picked 4th in the Southland in the preseason. Kick out to Bostic out of the corner. This is the 3 strong. Great effort by Emmanuel Shimaga and Carpenter. Jason Hooten loves that effort on the offensive rebound attempts by the NM State post players.
Yeah, that kind of effort over the back is not a foul you should be embarrassed about.
That was a really good look, too, for Deontay Bostic, created again by Zodie Jackson.
Yeah, I could see him. He was talking to himself a little bit on the way back. He's going to make that shot here pretty soon. And he's made some beautiful drives tonight. It's just a matter of time until he starts cracking those three-pointers like he did at Northridge last year.
2 free throws for Sheldon Williams. The Islanders a year ago won 21 games, school record for regular season wins. They're coming off 3 straight 20-win seasons overall, 68 wins the last 3 seasons combined between 2 head coaches. Williams has done that 3 times now, where it's bounced on the back of the rim and then popped in.
Yeah.
It's almost like he knows something on these Lou Henson court rims. Aggies trying to extend their first half advantage. They led by 16 at halftime last weekend in Utah. Mid-air adjustment for Harris. High rebound, Carpenter, and one. A grown man and one for Carpenter.
Yeah, that was a tremendous rebound and to bounce right back up without gathering himself. He was able to bounce right back up. Which he doesn't have to gather himself at all. He just bounces right back up. That kind of quick jumping is priceless.
He really had a good offseason, put on a ton of muscle. Jason Hooten has raved about his offseason for months. Figaro left short for right forward. I think Zodie might have been out of bounds on the end line.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. And we won't see Deion Wright Ford miss that shot very often.
1:19 left here in the first half. Aggies trying to close on a high note. It's been a tough shooting first half of the arc for the Islanders. 2 for 10 from distance. Roberts blocked by Namiko. And then a foul is called on the Islanders after the block. Namiko having his best half of the year so far.
I mean, Jason Hooten has a problem, Adam, is he's got 3 centers who are pretty good. They're all a little bit different.
That is a great problem to have, Coach.
Yes. Especially at New Mexico State, it's hard to get good centers here, I can tell you.
Just recent memory, Russ. Some of the better post players that have played for New Mexico State the recent 10 years or so. You think about Chile Napawe, Eli Chua, Ivan Aore-Cochea. These post players way different than those guys, but they still have such a big role in this team.
Yes, I think that's right, and I think Jason will be doing it by committee. He'll be rotating them in and out. It won't be, they won't be maybe as effective as Symbol are individually, but they could be as a group.
Which makes practice even more competitive
that's
when
right.
They're trying to earn more minutes.
I hadn't thought of that, but that's exactly right.
Dean right forward misses again. Namiko got his hand on it. And a foul is called again on the Islanders. Shiloh Jackson, so Namiko will get 2 more free throws. And I'm glad you added Sinbular in because that's recent memory, and he's one of the better ones.
I remember him.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Oh,
but I watched him from afar.
Yeah, he was great fun to watch because he was such a good passer for a guy his size.
Sinbular played for Marvin Menzies. Jim Shaw has a former Marvin Menzies staffer on his bench. Robert Edwards, one of his assistants, was on Marvin's staff a year ago at Kansas City. It's also a very Lobo-heavy coaching staff for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. A couple of former Lobo assistants on Jim Shaw's bench. Lead is 17. Aggies shooting 50%, holding the Islanders to 24%. Bostic the steal. That's over and back for a second time in half one. The defensive pressure impactful, and Namiko's trying to rev up the crowd.
Yeah. Watch this defense by Deontay Bostic, and just great hustle.
That's high-level culture within the program.
Now, did they call that on D's, or was that on?
It was on Jackson, his third.
Yeah.
Edward Namiko, a transfer from Georgia State. One of the recruiting philosophies this past offseason for Jason Hooten and the staff was get big guys early in the process. They waited a little bit too long the previous cycle, and if you wait too long, those big guys that can really play, they're gone.
There's not many left, that's right.
And in this last cycle, they went out, got the Shimanga brothers, got TAMUCC. They still had BQ from a year ago. They did a really good job in the transfer portal getting post players.
And here's a vote of confidence on Carl Schoenfant from Jason Hooten. He's in to guard Gary Clark, who's arguably the Islanders' best player. And, you know, Carl is almost like a freshman. He didn't play much at Memphis last year.
Schoenfant giving up about 3 inches on Clark. Shot clock, game clock, pretty much dead even. Islanders can have the final shot of the half here. Isaac Williams back on the arc. Potter from 3, and he knocks it down. So a sour finish that snaps a 7-0 Aggie run. Nonetheless, a quality half. And for the second straight game, New Mexico State has a 16-point lead. And says, take a look. That should not be Arn Jackson. I think it was Arn Clark.
I think they're going
to. Yeah, it's Arn Clark. Yeah. They corrected it. Jackson wasn't around to play, and that would have been his 5th. Jackson in the game right now, despite having 4. High post, Emmanuel Shimanga. Exchange to Schoenfant. Falling out of bounds, fires it for Emmanuel. 4 to shoot. Going to work on Jackson, and Jackson, I think, just picked up his 5th. Russ, not very often do you see somebody foul out of the game, not even a minute into the second half. But Jackson's done.
Yeah, and Jim Shaw must sort of think that I don't want to say disposable is not the right word, but he must think that he's deep enough that he can get away with that.
Cook from the corner, he buries the triple.
You know, I'm getting where I think, Adam, that Christian Cook is better when there's a tough shot, which means he's going to be better against good teams. There's been a couple today that were just wide open, and he seemed out of rhythm. But when he gets it in the flow of the game against tough defense, he's a better shooter.
Step back jumper for Dees. Islanders really need his offense in the half. Carpenter collects his 8th rebound. Schoenfant in transition. Dees fell down. And an offensive foul is called on Schoenfant. The official at midcourt made the call.
That was the first bad decision we've seen Carl Schoenfant make. He's tapping his own chest. He knows it wasn't a great idea. It looks like maybe, did he jam his finger there maybe a little bit?
I think so, on his left hand. Out of the backcourt comes Cam Parker. Independence Community College transfer for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Top of the key, Sheldon Williams. High-low feed, batted away. Stolen by New Mexico State. Schoenfant, patient this time, lays it in. Timeout, Jim Shaw. Danger zone for the Islanders.
Boy, just great hustle by Carl Schoenfant. He drove it. I didn't think he was going to keep going.
If you recall, earlier in the half, initially a foul was reported on him. That went on the stat sheet. They wiped it off, and he has 4 instead of 5, so he is still able to come back in the game. Fadeaway good on the baseline from Carpenter.
And it'll help the Aggies if Carpenter can get untracked offensively here.
He only has 7, hovering around a double-double. He also has 8 rebounds. Clark, that's a tough maneuver around the 7-footer, Emmanuel Shimanga. Cook in the corner. Stabs, fires, missed it short. Carpenter crashing hard. That's another good foul on an offensive rebound attempt.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with not just Carpenter, but Emmanuel Shimanga. He goes sideways to go get rebounds, and it's hard to get big guys to move sideways and go after the ball. And Shimanga just waved at Jason Hooten, asking him to come out, or inviting his brother to take his place, depending on how you want to analyze it.
He has chosen his brother to come back in the game. And he got beat back door.
He probably would have came out anyway after losing his man like that.
9 for Clark, who averages 14 a game, had a season-high 19 48 hours ago in the pit, which was a 19-point loss. 100-81 was the final score in that game. Carpenter launches from 3. Airballed it. Was it tipped? No, it was not.
Yeah, and that wasn't a wasn't a great look by Robert Carpenter. Roberts was right up in his face.
Aggies need to be careful. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they made things interesting in that second half at times against the Lobos. They cut it to 10, 11, 12. Just couldn't get any closer before the Lobos eventually pulled away. And if the Islanders made more free throws on Tuesday, that could have been a much closer game. Isaac Williams on the pull-up. Cook snatches it. Cook to Jackson on the kick out. His three short. Underneath, Peter Filipovic is fouled going up.
Great effort by Filipovic. I worry, I'm nervous because did he limp a little? I just don't want him to hurt his back again.
I'm interested to see how Jason Hooten handles this in half two with Filipovic if the differential is like this, because he needs to get back in shape, right? He needs minutes, but maybe you rest him a little bit just because you might not need him down the stretch. You want to keep him healthy for next week. I'm interested to see how Jason navigates this.
It's a good question.
Because the big part of this is you need Filipovic at 100% or close to it in February and March.
Yes,
that's when you want him at his best. These games matter, but it's not the end-all, be-all. Three is too strong for Walker. Another clearance for Sharon Font. The Aggies dominating the glass, plus 12. They were plus 22 in the first two games this year. High post, Nate Chamaga, Filipovic, Cook, Pickens, and Sharon Font also on the floor. Offensive rebound, Filipovic.
He's tough.
He's fouled again.
He's tough under there, huh?
He's a Jason Hooten kind of a player.
Yeah.
Average 14. Kick out, near side three, Parker. Walker saves it to Parker, and he gets bumped in midair. We keep on talking about who's going to play here, who's going to play there, the depth. I mean, these are good problems to have for Jason Hooten. He has a lot of bodies in practice, guys still trying to fight and earn minutes. And really across the board, he is 2 to 3 deep at every spot, it feels like.
Yeah, but the vibe I get this year is, he took the job pretty late last year. It was a difficult situation, and the vibe I get this year is I think the players have bought in. I think they're all on the same page now. I don't think there's everyone I think is focused on winning this fall, and I think it was just it's typical of a new coach. It's hard to get everyone together. When Lou Henson's first year. It might have been the only year in his career that he underachieved. He underachieved slightly. He maybe could have been a little bit better as the guys were getting used to Lou Henson.
Yeah. The Aggies ahead by 20 are on top of Lou Henson Court on this Thursday night. Good to have you with us. The Aggies have missed 4 in a row from the field. Pickens, Nate Chamaga, Harris, Bostic, Filipovic right now. Here's Filipovic, low block. Lost it, ripped away by the Islanders and Parker. Parker maneuvers around Bostic, corner three, good. Here come the Islanders, that is Isaac Williams, who knocks it down for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They are more than capable of a run, and there's an eye issue right now for Jaden Walker. He has a contact issue. He went to his head coach, Jim Shaw, to tell him. Jim Shaw got the attention of the officials, and I think Walker is going to have to go up to the locker room to get that contact issue figured out.
Well, you think they'd have a mirror down here, but remember that was part of the game in the 80s when there were guys crawling around on the floor looking for contact lenses.
Well, at least he's not in the pit. He doesn't have to go up that ramp like he would have had to on Tuesday.
That's a tough workout.
Popping out is Filipovic, swing it for Bostic. Pickens gets a ball screen from Nate Chamaga. The bounce to Nate. He had Bostic open, but he threw it away. The Aggies getting a little bit sloppy on offense now. 2 in a row for the Islanders. That is Demarion Dennis, who just came in for the first time. A freshman from San Antonio knocks it down from the corner. Here come the Islanders, Russ. They won't go away.
And it's the freshmen, Demarion Dennis and Isaac Williams, that have brought them back.
Jackson still on the bench. Harris brings the Aggies out of the backcourt. Zooming inside is Bostic. Back on the arc for Pickens. He'll reset. TAMUCC also back in the game. First time in the half for him, and Pickens throws it away. And Zardy will come in for the freshman point guard Pickens.
Not a terrible idea by Gabe Pickens. I'm not sure what Edward would have done with the ball at 18 feet, but it was the right idea by Gabe Pickens.
So now a stretch of 3 turnovers in the previous 140. Whereas turnovers were not an issue in the first half. They were an issue in the season opener. New Mexico State committed 26 in the opener. Had a whole lot better last weekend with only 15. And Bostic commits a foul 55 feet away from the hoop. Still a lot of time left for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Starting to shoot it better from the arc. This is Isaac Williams. Extra pass. Dribble drive handoff intended for Gary Clark.
That was
stolen away.
So, excuse me, Adam. That was TAMUCC that made that. Just really moving his feet defensively and helping out caused that problem.
Filipovic on the spin. Veteran move. TAMUCC crashing. He grabs it. Might have gotten away with some steps. Zardy Jackson steps out of bounds on the sideline.
And that's a common thing a lot of young players do. Zardy Jackson's no longer a young player, but stepping backwards with 1 foot as they try to go forwards. It's sort of a negative step that it's hard for young guys to get that out of their system. And Zardy sort of steps back. See how his right foot went backwards there? That's a kind of a negative step. It's a bad habit that a lot of players have.
And Jason Hooten is telling Zardy to shoot the ball. He wants him to shoot that 3. He's 1 for 3 from 3 tonight, but he was 5 for 6 in the first 2 games. Clark misfires. He has shot 4 threes, which I think if you're the Aggie defense, you'll take that. Bostic inside, and he will get free throws coming up.
Well, he does have a nose for the basket, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's really good at making decisions around the cylinder. His 3-point shot will come. He's made all of his 2-pointers in the game, but he's 0 for 2 from distance. First free throw try coming up for Bostic tonight. He is 3 for 4 in the first 2 games. Began his career at Murray State. Then he went to CSUN, where he was 15 a game a year ago. For right now, Jason Hooten says Bostic is going to come off the bench. That very well could change, but for now, 2 straight games, he's coming off the bench.
Yeah, but it seems to be working, and he seems to be adjusting to it. I mean, this is a guy who's played in nearly 100 Division I games.
Totally different player, but wasn't Jamario Jones coming off the bench his first year here?
I think that's right, and some guys do well. They sort of check things out and make some decisions while they're sitting and watching. If you're watching and paying attention, it can be really a positive.
Isaac Williams connects. He has 11. That's a new team high for Williams. Freshman from Oklahoma City, off to a good start 3 games in. TAMUCC, backdoor for Bostic. He's fouled again. Once again, good decisions in the interior for the senior from Clearwater.
And I think he's got the I think it's good logic by Deontay Bostic. His 3-pointer's not falling, might as well take it at the basket.
Jim Shaw's team starting to play better. Shaw has ties to the area. Got his start 20-plus years ago as a grad assistant Russ at UTEP under Doc Sadwin.
That's right. And was on UTEP's only been to the NCAA tournament, I think, 3 times in the last 30 years, but that was one of the teams that did it with when Philly Rivera and Chris Craig were seniors. And they lost a close game to Maryland. It was a good team.
Right forward on the other end for the Islanders. Bricked it. Last touch by Clark.
And just a little bit off balance for Dion Wright Ford. I think he's dragging that leg around a little bit.
Zardy Jackson out of the backcourt. Little hesitation, kick in the corner. Harris has had a good night. Rims off the three. Filipovic crashing hard. We need a jump ball. We did. Possession to the Islanders.
Boy, he went about 30 feet to go get that offensive rebound.
Russ, it's hard to call a guy who averaged 14 and 8 a year ago a glue guy, but he has those qualities.
Yeah, he's tough. What was the baseball pitcher they called the Mad Hungarian?
Al Raboski.
Okay, he's our Mad Hungarian, Filipovic.
He just needs the handlebar mustache.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Clark for two for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Islanders within 13.
I knew you'd get that baseball question.
Well, it's a former St. Louis Cardinal. That's an easy.
All right.
It's an easy answer for me. Islanders trying to cut it to 11 or 10. What chances here at the free throw line? This one is getting a little bit too close for comfort. This is what the Islanders did Tuesday at UNM. They hung around after falling behind big before the Lobos pulled away late. Bostic has had a good night, but he struggled from three, and he misses that one way short. Loose ball rebound, numbers for Bostic. He attacks, and he will shoot more free throws.
Well, big gamble by Deonte Bostic there when the rebound came long, and I thought he was going to run back on defense, but he went for it with three Islanders around the ball, and Deonte Bostic came up with the ball. That was a pretty risky play there, but it was a good gamble by Deonte Bostic.
A young man who is approaching 1,000 career points. He's now at 933 in his career after his 10-point night. Third school, fifth year collegiately. Only had 3 points last weekend against Utah Tech. Those 10 points, it's tops for NM State tonight. And he's doing his damage in the interior, getting fouled and shooting free throws.
Yeah, he thinks he's 6'9" tonight.
Straight on three, Isaac Williams. He's heating up. That's his second make. He has 14.
And the ball movement for the Islanders is much better now, and I think that the Aggies have just worn out a little bit defensively, and the Islanders are able to execute their offense. Did you see how the ball really moved that last couple possessions?
Young Isaac Williams has 14 points, 2 rebounds, 5 helpers. He's a freshman. He might be one of the best freshmen this year in the Southland. He continues to play like this. 1-1 for Zodie Jackson. Free throw shooting for NM State last time out was a struggle, 13 out of 24. Probably prevented them by winning by 18 plus against Utah Tech. They're 73% tonight, 19 out of 26. And it improves even more. Lead up to 14. It's been as high as 21 and a half. Skip near side to Dennis. He made a three earlier. He misses that one. Last touch by Carpenter. As we take a peek at the foul trouble for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Two guys with 4, Jackson and Clark, are the two post players. Clark's on the bench. Jackson in right now. Carpenter checks Walker. Demarion Dennis in the corner for Walker. Under 10 to shoot. Jackson, back door, threads the needle. How did that get through as he finds Walker?
Yeah, he really did thread the needle there, and Carpenter was right where he's supposed to be, just was a split second late getting to it.
Jackson trying to turn the corner on the high hat. Namako shuffles it right back to him. Bostic to the rim, and he's fouled again.
Well, he's really doing damage getting to the basket. He should be on the ground, I think. And Jim, this is the first. That was the first time I saw Jim Shaw seem a little frustrated. He's fairly calm when the team wasn't shooting the ball well, but now I think he thinks they've got a chance here, and he's pushing the team harder.
This is 1-1, and Bostic misfires. So they called the foul on the ground, not on the shot. An animated Jim Shaw on the sidelines now for the Islanders. Good ball movement to Torbor. Torbor to the rim, and Namako hit the cylinder, so it would have counted anyway, but he finishes nonetheless. This is a 12-point Aggie lead. Let's see if they can start to stretch it out again.
And oddly, I feel a different energy from the Islanders here in the...
Cook for three, way off. Bostic, the offensive rebound. The Aggies haven't made a field goal in 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think the Islanders are really getting, they're getting their sort of road legs underneath them here.
It's a jump ball. Aggies will have possession. So no field goals, but they're still scoring points because they've been to the free throw line a ton.
Well, yeah, that's Deontay Bostic mostly, but their energy has really picked up the Islanders, and I think that sometimes when you're traveling, it takes a while to sort of, especially, they're at a little higher altitude. I would imagine if you're the Islanders, you're at sea level, I bet, aren't you?
Aggies 1 for 9 from 3.5. They're now 3 for 14 for the field before that tip in. Carpenter tips it in, the first field goal in nearly 9 minutes.
And I see Emmanuel Shimanga, he's limping a little bit now. I don't know if he's turned his ankle.
Open look for Walker, straight on. He buries it. And it's now single figures. It's a 3-possession game all of a sudden. The lead was as high as 21, 4 minutes into the half. The Aggies will run through Carpenter. Mid-post extended. Follow-away jumper. Too strong. Tough look. Here come the Islanders. Speeding ahead is Isaac Williams. Double clutches, and he's bumped going up. Foul is on Bostic. Free throws coming up for Isaac Williams.
Isaac Williams has been terrific. It's hard to believe he's only a freshman. He's strong and tough.
Now Gary Clark, who at times has been a non-factor because of foul trouble, he comes in with those 4 personals. Or at least he did come in. Now he has to head back to the scorer's table. He came in too soon. And now I think Jim Shaw is going to say, hey, there's a media timeout coming up. We're going to send it back to the bench. .6 helpers for the freshman Isaac Williams. Misses both. Rebound tapped out, grabbed by Dennis. Second chance opportunity, which has been rare for the Islanders in the game. Walker the kick. Good ball movement. Dennis triggers a 3. A third chance opportunity coming up for the Islanders now.
When the Aggies are getting out hustled here, they're a little bit tired, I think.
Scoop shot good. That is Isaac Williams, who's up to 16. Missed the 2 free throws, but found the 2 points anyway. And the momentum has shifted from one bench to the other. Aggies led by 21. Offensive struggles in this half, no question for NM State. They're 4 for 16 from the field, 1 for 9 from 3. But they're getting to the free throw line a lot. They're not just settling for threes. This will be the 14th and the 15th attempts in the half. In this half alone, they've already attempted 14, about to be 15.
And the officiating has been good. The Islanders have been to the free throw line 24 times. Or shot 24 free throws, rather.
Williams runs the point. The freshman has had a really good breakout night on offense for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. He finds Demarion Dennis, a contested 3, a rainbow 3 drops in.
I didn't see what happened there. That's Isaac Williams there.
Yeah, I think he took a shot to the face. when the shot went up. Christian Cook buries it.
He's a little bit off balance, but he's got such a beautiful shot. That's a huge shot for Christian Cook.
He had 1 foot hanging in the air before the release.
His feet got tangled in the defense a little bit.
Block shot, loose on the hardwood. And a foul is called on New Mexico State. That's going to be their 7th. It's on Sharon Font. He is stunned. And it's going to lead to a 1-and-1 for the Islanders.
That looked like a jump as we see Christian Cook leaning off balance and making it anyway. Did he look over at you after he made that, Adam? I thought maybe he looked over at you. But I thought Sharon Font had caused a jump ball there, but instead he got nailed with the foul.
If he gets really good, he could become the Teddy Allen who walks by us and starts chatting with us during a game when he's en route to 30 points.
He's already really good, but I don't know if that's Christian Cook's style. It was certainly Teddy Allen's style, though.
Teddy loved to chat during the game.
Oh, yes, he was a talker.
Teddy, it's a 2-point game. There's 3 minutes left. This is Cam Parker, Independence Community College native, or transfer, I should say. He's from Tulsa. At Cook 3, that was his 3rd made 3, just the 2nd made 3 in the half, though, for NM State. Jackson, Cook, Filipovic, Namoko, and Sharon Font. Jackson speeds in the key, lobs it for Filipovic, who didn't time his jump. A little bit high. Good idea. They just could not hook up. That'll count as a turnover. Arnzotti, who had only committed 2 in the first 2 games, had a 6-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Gary Clark hasn't scored in a while. Can't connect to the jumper. Filipovic, the rebound. And Deese still hasn't scored for the Highlanders. He was averaging 12 a game coming in. He had 20 against Purdue in the opener. Backdoor pass. Good pass by Namoko. And Cook squirts it through.
Well, somebody grabbed the rim there. It might not have been Christian Cook, but nice backdoor by Christian Cook.
Filipovic strips it away.
And maybe things are shifting back here, Adam. The crowd has really come to life.
That was an underrated post backdoor pass in the previous possession by Namoko. Spinning, fading, jumper no good for Cook. Tap by Namoko and grab by Parker. Right back to Parker from Clark. A little hesitation, blocked by Sharon Font, and a foul up top. Deese will get free throws. Try to get his first point of the game.
Well, great help by Carl Sharon Font, and Namoko tried to do the same thing. Somebody was on the rim here. Well, I guess it was Christian Cook tried to dunk it.
It was a friendly deflection. I am stunned that Deese still hasn't scored. He's only attempted 2 shots. Redshirt junior. He's a playmaker from the wing spot. We just haven't seen that tonight. He's out of the basketball hotbed of Evansville, Indiana.
It is a basketball hotbed. He'd look good in a Purple Aces uniform, I'll tell you what.
Five and change left. Islanders would love to see more offense from Deese in the final 5+. Aggies would like to see Jackson take this game over like he did last weekend down the stretch. Emmanuel Shimanga, top of the key. Hand off to Filipovic. The brush screen. Illegal. Arn Shimanga.
Yeah, that must be a point of emphasis because that gets called more frequently, and I think that was the right call.
It's a turnover. And now the Islanders can get as close as they've been since the early stages of the game. Deese in and out. Emmanuel Shimanga the rebound, and a foul is called on Texas A&M Corpus Christi. But they do put somebody to the free throw line for 2 shots that has really struggled during his career from the stripe. That was a good look for Deese. That's exactly what Jim Shaw wanted.
Yeah, and I thought, well, he's made his free throws. He's broke the ice here, and I thought he was going to make that one.
Chimanga 1 for 2 tonight, 1 for 5 for the year. It looks good, Russ.
He's got a nice rotation. Yeah. That went up nice and soft. Now here's an interesting move by Jason Hooten. He's essentially going with 4 guards here. Well, 4 perimeter players anyway. It's a little bit smaller lineup here, but Jaden Harris always brings great energy.
And Sharon Font can play big. Straight on 3 for Potter. Cleared by Emmanuel Chimanga, his 9th rebound.
And that's another one, Adam. If you watch that one, he's leaving the spot where he's, a lot of big guys are glued to the floor, but Emmanuel moves sideways to go rebound. It's hard to get big guys to do that.
Hand off to Cook. Shot clock under 10. They'll isolate Cook, defended by Clark. Clark has 4 personals. Cook misses strong. Cleared by Deese. And the finish on the other end for Jaden Walker.
Walker giving him great minutes off the bench tonight.
Under 4 left. Back to 7. Jason Hooten has said his best teams at Sam Houston, he would just give the ball to his point guard down the stretch to make winning plays. And there it is for Zodie Jackson.
They just sort of muscled that in. He was like a power point guard there.
Jackson defends Williams. Good verticality. Forces the miss.
And Williams tries to hand it right back to Zodie, but Zodie was a little better position there. Pretty good defense by Zodie.
Zodie scored 12 points in the final 4.5 minutes in the win last Saturday against Utah Tech. He was at his best in the home stretch. He sneaks around Williams, double clutches, finds an open Harris. Missed it short. Sharon Font goes over the back of Jaden Walker. That's a good look. The Aggies have had good looks from 3.5, but they're 2 for 12. 9 points
for a freshman, and that's pretty impressive.
Cook fade away on the pull-up. Pinball's off. Emmanuel Chimanga was reaching for it, and Sharon Font pulls it away out to Jackson.
And good decision by Sharon Font there to toss it back out.
That rebound margin continues to hover right around plus 12. Another good night on the glass. Jackson with a mismatch. Pullback jumper. Too strong. Snatched in by Isaac Williams. Clark for 3. He has shot a lot of threes in the game, and Cook tapped it. It's loose. Jackson diving for it. We'll get a held ball, and the Islanders have the arrow.
And that was the first time I've seen big Emmanuel Chimanga. The ball's down at his ankles, and I think he's just tired because in the other few games, looks like maybe he's banged his knee as well.
It was Demarion Dennis who got tangled up right there, hit his head on the floor, and he's able to get up with the help of the training staff.
And he is a dynamite freshman between Ike Williams and Dennis from San Antonio. They're pretty impressive freshmen.
It's a really good older veteran staff for Jim Shaw. They've done a really good job of getting a couple of talented high school kids to have success in year one.
Yeah, and to get them to play that hard, like I watched Dennis very closely on that last series. Boy, he can really defend.
This is a big possession for the Islanders. They get it in for Williams. Cook defends. Williams to the rim. Had a wide open layup and he missed it. Emmanuel Chimanga rips in his 10th rebound. Oh, that's a bunny for Isaac Williams, who has had such a good night. He had a clear path to the rim and he just missed a layup try. Now the Aggies can use clock with 2 minutes left. Right back to Zodie. Fumbled the catch. Speed's in the key. That's goaltending. They'll count the basket. Zodie Jackson trying to take over the game down the stretch again for the point guard spot.
And this is what I've noticed about Zodie Jackson. Watch him. He's a little bit, he's hard to predict. He's a little bit jerky. He's so strong. It's unbelievable how strong he is. Just that combination of strength and smarts.
Jackson trying to make a play. His jumper is no good. Carpenter put back, try no good. Still loose. Collected by Dees. He throws it up. And it's grabbed by Walker. 40 seconds left.
Well, that's a tough decision for Carpenter, whether to put it back up or to take it out and run some clock.
Rainbow three is short for Dees. And a foul is called on Texas A&M. Corpus Christi on the rebound. That puts Carpenter to the free throw line for 2.
Well, Carpenter has not that he has screwed up terribly, but that was a difficult decision. Remember, Adam, he got the great offensive rebound. He could have thrown it back out, but it's a 4-foot shot, and so I don't blame him for shooting that one. But he could do some real damage here and put the game a little bit almost out of reach.
He's only attempted 2 free throws all year. He is 0 for 2. Leaving that door cracked open slightly for Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
And I think maybe that's why. Is that why Jason Hooten he's going Filipovic here? Oh, he'll go for the big guy. I bet. No, he's going for Carpenter. Interesting. Coach Hooten must think that Filipovic is a little better defense. Oh, they're going with a smaller lineup is what they're doing. Just to cover, to get up to the three-point line, I imagine.
Isaac Williams looking for a quick basket. Jaden Harris defends. Back door. Clark is met at the rim by Sharon Font. Aggies will make him earn the 2 points with 22 seconds left.
That could have gone badly because Clark Gary Clark is really strong. He could have got that to go down. It would have been an old-fashioned three-point play.
Clark 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. 8 for 9, though, in the first 3 games as Bostic comes in for Sharon Font. Jason Hooten trying to get a better free throw shooter in the game. Now the Aggies go really small here, Russ. Filipovic, by far the tallest player at 6'7".
And remember, even when it was at Western New Mexico, Highlands caused all kinds of problems for the Aggies with the press.
Just get the ball in the hands of Jackson and let him go. Free throw misses. Tipped around, a much smaller Aggie lineup, and the putback is good for the Islanders. Timeout, Jim Shaw. Well, that's the danger, right, of going really small to get better free throw shooters in the game when you get the ball back.
And I look for Filipovic to take the ball out again. Come on, Zodi, you got to get open.
Final timeout. Both teams have no timeouts left. 7.3 left. They have done a really good job, the Islanders, that is, Russ, at denying Jackson the ball.
Well, it's going to come down to the last shot here, Adam. Let's hope they don't foul the three-point shooter.
Islanders have made 6 second-half threes. Only 3 makes in the first half. Islanders need a 3. Williams from 3. No good. Tip doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Aggies will win by 1. Holy cow.
Heck of a game, heck of a finish, and really a great learning experience for the Aggies. I wondered, I know what Lou Henson would always, he would want to foul the dribbler and make him